When you're a divine feminine, the moment that you decide to start healing your rejection wounds, you will experience such a monumental timeline shift because you were not here to prove your love to anybody. You're not here to chase love. You're not here to dim your voice to those who can't even receive your energy. And here's the truth about rejection that nobody talks about. Rejection is not proof that you are unworthy. Rejection is proof that the universe is elevating you. Hello, welcome back, my love. My name is Soledad, but you guys can call me Soul. I'm a psychic and a spiritual ascension coach. I help divine feminines, star seeds, old souls, chosen ones, just spiritually aware women get back to living their purpose and start healing their path and their wounds here. And this is day 3 of my 7-day of divine feminine core wounds. And the rejection wound, honestly, is the biggest energetic block for divine feminines. So this one's really important, especially if you are really keen on manifesting a different life for yourself. It's the wound that tells you that you are not enough. It's the wound that makes you believe that rejection is your fault, that you are less than, that there's something missing no matter how much you give, love, or achieve. This wound will start to form in your life when you experience rejection, either in childhood, in relationships, in your community. The forms of rejection can be emotional, spiritually, or even energetically. And if you watch day 1 and 2, here's an interesting common theme that I noticed. These wounds often start to manifest within us when love becomes inconsistent or conditional, so that we learn that we have to perform for it. And some of my clients, I've noticed that they take on some of these archetypes so that they can be their perfect version, their best version, so they can feel safe and chosen. So let me know in the comments if you have any of these, if you resonate with any of these archetypes, or if you have one of your own. I've noticed people will turn into the peacekeepers, the overachievers, the caretakers, guilty as charged. And the reason that this is the biggest energetic block for divine feminines is because normally this kind of wound, the rejection wound, is redirection, or it's protection, right? It's a sign that the universe is trying to realign you. It's a sign that you are about to timeline shift into something better. It's a sign that the universe is clearing away what can't hold your energy, where your energy does not meet into others, whether that's a relationship or a situation or whatever it could be. However, the blockage comes in your heart because your heart still wants to hold on to these relationships, to these people. Your heart still wants to prove that you are worthy of being chosen and seen and feel valued, right? And your heart center is actually the loudest frequency that you use to communicate with the universe. And so when that is blocked, you will start to manifest the life that you thought you wanted. Have you ever done that, where you've manifested something and you're like, I thought this was gonna be great, but actually this is awful, right? I remember one of the first times that I realized I have a rejection wound and it's a big issue was when I was in my first relationship. And I remember that this is somebody that would chase after me and then pull away, right? We had a huge age gap. They were extremely emotionally abusive and a serial cheater. Okay, let's just leave it there. But I was so young and naive and so wanting to be seen and chosen by this older, cooler person that I was chasing after him. I would make sure that if he was out of work at this time, that I would make up an excuse to hang out or be around him, right? And to be quite honest, this ended up biting me in the butt so many times. And I used to think it was my fault. I used to think there was something wrong with me. So when that relationship finally ended, because they ended up planning a wedding behind my back, I know the drama. I'm so sorry. Maybe I should have had a warning. Literally, my life was such a novela. It was such a soap opera when I was with this connection. I'm so glad that's not my life anymore. But he ended up planning a wedding with a coworker that he was really into behind my back when we were still together. And he invited my family. And my mom told me, and I was like, okay, we're done. There's no coming back from this one. We're done here. But instead of working on myself, I ended up attracting another emotionally unavailable partner. And it wasn't until I had my first twin flame connection, where that person was a runner and I stopped chasing them, that I started really committing to my healing. And my rejection wound was glaring, okay? Now, for the divine feminines, the spiritual lesson through the rejection wound is self-recognition. It's remembering that your worth was never something that you needed to earn. It's something that you needed to embody. I actually heard someone say this about confidence. It's like confidence isn't something that you have, it's something that you do. Every time that you shrink yourself or dim your voice to be chosen, to be seen, to feel valued by somebody else, what you're really doing is rejecting yourself first. And the way that you reclaim your power, the way that you call back your power as a divine feminine is by showing up even if you know that you're going to be misunderstood, even if you know that you're not going to be seen by those around you. This is where you will start to heal your rejection wound as a divine feminine, not by being chosen, but by choosing yourself. That is true embodiment. So, how do you begin healing this wound? Let me give you some of the practical steps now that we've kind of gone into the spiritual lessons, because spirituality is about working with the 3D. It's not rejecting the 3D, right? Because the 5D and the 3D work together. I tell this all the time to people. It's not about black or white. It's not about light or dark, good or evil. It's more like yin and yang. It's an energy. It's all working together to help you become who you were meant to be. And I will warn you, this kind of work, integrating your shadows, is going to take a radical amount of self-compassion, unconditional love, and self-validation. That's the only way you could go into this process, right? You need to change your mindset from, what would they think, to what do I need right now? Right? So the first step here is noticing when is it that you self-abandon? When is it that you feel rejected? Where is that energy showing up in your body? What are you thinking in those moments? Really checking in with yourself and validating it, right? We're not bypassing this. We're validating that something made you feel rejected, and we're going in deeper and asking yourselves, why? Where is this coming from? Why do I feel rejected by this thing or this person? Why? What kind of reactions are you having? Do you feel the need to self-soothe? Do you feel the need to cope through, escapism, coping mechanisms, right? Do you feel it in your body? Do you feel the need to shift? I honestly, when I feel rejected, I uncontrollably cry. I'm not even going to hide it. I just start uncontrollably crying, and I feel like I can't speak. Like my throat chakra starts completely feeling blocked up, and then I feel like I can't breathe, and then I feel like there's something heavy in my heart, and that can turn into an anxiety attack or to a panic attack. It has in the past. Now I've learned how to better cope, how to stop trying to prove myself. I've learned that there's certain situations with specifically like family or in relationships where it's not worth explaining yourself. It's not worth getting flustered up. It's not worth having those conversations, right? And part of that as a divine feminine, you'll see that you're gonna end up in karmic relationships, or maybe you'll experience karmic family members, like, narcissistic parents or siblings that make you feel like you need to dim your light, or their reactions feel like punishments to you, where you feel like there's no space for you to grieve, for you to have emotions. And so you need to check in with yourself and give yourself that validation without needing their reaction. Okay, this is a daily practice. You want to get a list of affirmations. You want to start doing EFTs, because you're going to need to rewire and start changing the way that you talk to yourself, right? Because redirection is your compass. It's showing you where you've outgrown old versions of yourself. It's showing you where you no longer fit in. And I want to get one thing clear right now. It's not that you need to do more. It's that there just needs to be more of you in the equation. So I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Put your hand over your heart and repeat after me. I release the belief that I have to prove my worth to be loved. I am enough. And if you're ready to go deeper, check out my soul integration package. You can read the description.